Do you even lift, bro?
It's all about lengthening the muscles and shrinking the body.
Go hard or go home.
I mean, I'm not going to do some workout that was designed for a bulky man.
It's time to get serious.
After all, no woman wants to be with a man who isn't stronger than they are. And no man wants to be with a woman who is too strong. Am I right, ladies?
Yo, check out this chick. I bet she squats.
All right, folks, tighten your corsets and hold on to your wigs because I'm about to tell you the real truth about gendered workouts.
It's a scam.
Or to be more specific, it is marketing language that is used to sell product. And the workouts themselves may or may not be good, but whatever the workouts themselves actually are has very little to do with the marketing language that is used to sell them. This makes it really difficult for you, the consumer, to know what kind of workout to actually get. After all, if it's not designed for women and you as a woman want to buy it, how do you know what to get if it's not designed for you? Gender is one of the absolute simplest ways marketers can sell more product. You can repackage the same exact thing, sell it to men, sell it to women. It doesn't matter. As long as it has that label on it, you're going to feel like it's for you. It's like reading your horoscope. Oh, they really do know me. They know all about me. But here's the real problem is that they're not selling the same workouts to men and to women. Because here's the truth. You, dear human, you have bones, you have muscles, and you have fat. And the arrangement of those things is what might make you look like a classic, stereotypical, one side of the spectrum cisgender woman versus a classic stereotypical other side of the spectrum cisgender male. These things are not all impacted by exercise in the way that it is marketed to you. So in this video right now, I'm going to explain to you what you can actually affect change with if you wanted to push your aesthetic more one direction or the other, and what you should be looking for in any good strength training program, in any good exercise program, and the outcomes you can expect from that. In other words, by watching this video right now today, you are going to be a wiser consumer and you're not going to waste your time doing ineffective workouts or exercise that moves you further away from your goal rather than closer to your goal. So keep watching. I'm going to give you my top tips for shopping exercise programs when they try to sell you on stuff that doesn't matter, like the gender of the program. Doesn't matter. Let's start off with which language in these types of advertisements to blatantly ignore because it is literally meaningless. It has nothing to do with the actual program. If it says for men, for women, just ignore that part entirely. If it says lengthen the muscles, ignore that language entirely. There is no such thing as actually lengthening the muscles. If you did that, your muscle would cease to function. The muscle only works one way, and that is by contracting. If you make the muscle longer than it ought to be, then it won't contract properly, and you would just be like a floppy scarecrow person. You wouldn't be able to do anything with that. So ignore any language that talks about lengthening the muscle. Language to be wary or aware of. Toning. Toning is one of those words that when you say it, everybody seems to understand what it means. It means making the muscle shapelier, maybe not necessarily larger, but smaller, but shapelier, but all these things. But toning doesn't actually really do that. When we're talking about toning, what we're actually talking about, the right correct terminology, is muscle hypertrophy. Muscles only grow one way. They grow stronger and they grow bigger. So make sure that as you're looking at something, if it's promising shrinking areas of your body in any way, this is misleading language. Shrinking or toning down areas of your body is misleading language. Unless there is an actual nutritional component whereby you are reducing calories as you're increasing your activity, thereby reducing your body fat stores, the exercise alone cannot shrink your body. It's just not going to happen. There's no such thing as spot toning that will reduce fat in that area. It doesn't matter how many sit-ups you do, you will not shrink your waist by doing more sit-ups. As far as increasing caloric burn from your exercise goes, sit-ups are one of the lowest calorie burn exercises you can do. So make sure that you are actually accompanying that with some kind of nutrition program if you are trying to reduce body fat stores in certain areas of your body. Be really aware that you cannot, with exercise alone, with strength training alone, shrink or lengthen muscles. Muscles don't go that way. They contract and they get larger. Hormonal promises. These can be really confusing. Will exercise increase your testosterone levels? Yes. Do you have to worry about this if you are trying to go for that cisgendered female aesthetic? No. If you are either on testosterone blockers or if you have naturally low occurring levels of testosterone because of your sex and where you fall on the sex spectrum, you will not get like massive, even with increased testosterone. It will increase your energy a bit. It will make working out easier, but it's not going to turn you into She-Hulk. Likewise, if you are being sold on your workout program because of the increased testosterone and you're a man, understand that it's a slow process. It doesn't happen overnight. And will it help you optimize your naturally occurring levels? Yes, yes, it will, but it's not going to push you beyond those levels. In other words, don't believe any hype around a program that promises mass gains that look like somebody who is taking anabolic steroids. I think this is often the confusing part of this language when we're talking about gendered programs. Increased testosterone from heavy lifting is wonderful, regardless of sex, regardless of gender, and it's not going to necessarily make you look massive. It in part depends on your naturally occurring levels, right? We might top out at our own naturally occurring levels, wherever that is for you, but it's not going to drastically change those beyond what your natural capacity is. So don't expect to get bodybuilder big by lifting heavy. In fact, heavy lifting, while wonderful for your bone density, for your injury prevention, heavy lifting alone, we're talking like a powerlifting type program where you're doing a few heavy reps, resting plenty in between, that kind of exercise program alone will not make you big and increase the muscle size. It will make you much stronger, but we're talking about myofibril hypertrophy. Remember I said the muscle only grows one way? That's true. Okay, the muscle only grows one way, it gets larger, but myofibril hypertrophy versus sarcoplasmic hypertrophy require two different stimulus. And again, this is what you're looking out for when you're looking for exercise programs. The myofibrils are the little contractile fibers in the muscle. And while those can get a wee bit bigger, they don't get much bigger. Being able to have the neurological connections between your brain and your muscle tissue so that all of your muscle fibers are contracting, all the muscle fibers you have are contracting, will make you significantly stronger, more resilient, and injury resistant, but it won't necessarily increase the muscle size all that much. So this is great news for those of you, hey ladies, you want to get stronger but not get bigger? Lift heavy, lift heavy, lift heavy, okay? But you don't do the reps to failure, a lot of reps. Now this is where we're getting into toning or hypertrophy, same thing. So if you want to get larger muscles, or you want to increase the muscle size or the muscle shape, it's all the same thing. Now, let this sink in for a moment because I don't want to blow your mind too much right now, but toning and mass gains, they're achieved the exact same way, okay? And it is by increasing the size of the muscle, AKA muscle hypertrophy. For this kind of stimulus, you need a large volume of heavy work frequently to failure. In other words, you're sending a repeated signal to your body that not only do we need to be stronger, we need to last a little bit longer. And what this does, like if you're doing a bicep curl and you're doing heavy and you just do a few reps and set it down, and you wait for your liver to restore ATP energy supplies to your muscles, then you will get stronger. You will have better neurological connections with your muscle, better bone density, but the sarcoplasm, the little gelatinous area around each muscle fiber where the energy is stored on site, that will not get larger unless you send the signal, hey, we keep running out of energy and I want to keep going. I want to keep going. I'm going to go to failure. I keep going. I keep going. Maybe I'm doing drop sets. I'm trying to keep it going. When we do that, we're sending a signal to the body that we need more on-site storage, AKA sarcoplasmic hypertrophy, AKA mass gains, AKA toning. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Whether you have small toned muscles or big beefy toned muscles is a little bit in part to your personal genetics, your hormones, and a lot having to do with how much fat you have on your body overlaying those muscles. So it's really a matter of not just exercise, but also nutrition. Now let's talk about body shape next. If you're trying to change your body shape, you've got your work cut out for you, number one. But understand that you're not going to change your bone structure. Whatever your bone structure is, you're stuck with that. So make sure that you appreciate and love your body every step of the way, accept yourself for where you're at. But you can do toning in a certain sense. You cannot shrink down fat on a given part of the body by working that muscle in that area, but you can transfer where the bulk is by where you train. So in other words, if you want to create an illusion of a smaller waist, and there's only so small your waist can actually go, again, based on genetics. You know, some people have that real hourglass figure because they're wearing a freaking girdle. Some of them have it more naturally because they've got a lot of fat stored on their hips. If you are a person who's trying to get that smaller waist, it would behoove you to work shoulders and put some hypertrophy and some mass on shoulders and arms so that you have a wider base to go down to a narrower waist, for example. So when you're thinking about silhouettes and shaping the body to look more either cisgender male or cisgender female, then we want to think about things in terms of overall shape, okay? Whether we're working more legs and more glutes. You can create some muscle hypertrophy in the legs and glutes. A lot of women's workouts are real heavy on the leg stuff, real light on the arm stuff, because the look is to have small arms, big butt, right? So you can get some muscle hypertrophy in the glutes, in the thighs by working heavy reps to failure in those areas, but it's not going to give you like Kardashian booty or Nicki Minaj booty. It's because there's just not enough fat and not enough plastic surgery up in there. So be realistic about what your expectations are when you're looking at a program. A good program should definitely have some heavy strength training in it, maybe some hypertrophy training in the right areas where you want to increase the size. Remember, you can only increase the size of the muscle. You cannot reduce with strength training. You can stay about the same-ish, but get stronger. You can get larger and get stronger, but you cannot reduce the size of the muscle and get stronger. So we are looking at growth mindset. Let's talk about mindset. Okay, final tip for those of you who are shopping your exercise program, or second to final. I've got one more tip after this one. Second to last tip for shopping for your exercise program and cutting through the BS language of gender and longer muscles and all this kind of stuff. What you are looking for: empowerment, something that makes you feel empowered. Both women's workouts and men's workouts have their own sort of disempowering aspects. when we see them in practice. In other words, with men's workouts, it's all serious and hardcore and go hard and go home and bah, and this is, you know, this is your life, bro. You need to step up, you need to man up. And that intense energy can feel very toxic after a while. It's not very fun, you know. A little bit can be fun, right? A little bit of intensity, like, yeah, I'm going to dig in. I'm going to get strong. I'm going to get big. I'm going to grow. Growth mindset. So good. Love that. Love that growth mindset. Keep that part of it. We can do away with some of the seriousness, right? Working out, and especially when you're working out with intensity, is ridiculous looking. You make funny faces, you grunt, you make noises, you fart sometimes. Like, don't take yourself so seriously, you know, in these men's workouts. That's the one area where I see there's a lot more room to have fun there. Women's workouts, you're missing out on some of that intensity. You really are. Like oh, we're just gonna have fun. We're gonna light, you know, go. Let's lift our little 2-pound dumbbells that weigh less than our purse and flail and make elegant looking movements because that makes us feel feminine, and that's fine. But the idea of shrinking down, oh yeah, we don't want to shrink down. So thing that you can learn from women's workouts, have fun with it. Don't take it too damn seriously. Things that you can learn from men's workout: growth mindset, intensity. It should be fun. It should be fun. Okay. Final tip for shopping for your fitness program: go ahead and train with me. If you've made it to the end of the video and you're not already trained with me, what are you even doing with your life? Go to www.thenerdgym.com, sign up for any membership level to get access to live online classes for people of all genders. The goal, a mixed co-ed genderless workout program that actually like increases strength and stamina and cardio, and we do it in a fun way that you can do from your own home. Yeah, sign you up, am I right? And of course, we also do nutrition programs, and I help you with nutrition and exercise and all the things you need to shape and sculpt your body the way that you want it to be, with just cutting through the BS. You know, just remember, if gendered workouts were a real thing, don't you think that professional athletes would be doing drastically different workouts based on their gender? Think about that for a second. When money's on the line, do female soccer players and male soccer players have drastically different training? No, they do not. Do female powerlifters and male powerlifters have drastically different training? No, they do not. Gender does not influence the effective aspects of a workout. All based on progressive overload principle. Yes. Okay. Whew, that was fun. Don't get sold on the gender stuff, y'all. There's lots of better ways to know if a program is right for you. And if you have any problem with that, hey, let me know in the comments what your issues are with gendered workouts. I want to know what your thoughts are, what you think about gendered stuff in general, the, you know, selling you stuff based on the color of the packaging, or whether it's male or female. What do you think about Mr. Potato Head going gender neutral? Does that trigger you? All right, let me know in the comments, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.